All right, actors, we are into week 2 of distance learning, and it is what it is. We are making it work. I think a lot of you, hopefully, happily surprised yourself last week with how much character analysis. I was really enjoying reading your responses to some of those questions. And just digging deep on some characters that maybe you thought when you initially read the script, man, this is funny. This is going to be really hilarious to an audience, but you didn't think about like what is the point of this thing this character's doing or the way they're saying what they're saying is. It's easier to overlook that kind of stuff in a comedy. I think we kind of made that point last week. So on to this week. We are moving into sort of the meat and potato section of your character analysis, which is why you have fewer assignments, but one of them is significantly bigger. So I want you to take your time with it. Don't wait until the night before or the day of and do it like super fast. It will be so much more effective for you as an actor. It'll be a better assignment for me to read, but more important than that, it will make for a more effective piece of your process as an actor if you take your time on your character profile. This is similar to what you did for your final for the first semester for the 1 acts. And I want you to take your sweet time to look through the list of questions there. There's 5 separate categories, and under each category there's several questions to help sort of guide you. For each category, I want 1 paragraph. So that's a total of 5 paragraphs. Some of you will go way longer than that because you are writers and it just sort of pours out. Some of you will be like 5 paragraphs is enough. Some of you will be like, I can say I could write a novel about my character, and others of you will be like, I just don't see that much here. How am I going to write 5? Well, let me give you a little bit of encouragement. If you have a character that you feel like is sparsely written, or there's just not that much dialogue there, there's not that much character there, sometimes those characters are the most interesting ones to do this character profile for, because there's a lot of blanks for you to fill in as an actor, and you make that character so much your own. Whereas if you're given everything on the page, you have to work hard in a different way to make the character your own, because you have to really use what's there and interpret it in your way, but you have maybe less wiggle room in some ways. So take your time in your character profile. That's the big one for this week. I also gave you an assignment in here that I think is interesting and fun. It's a little observation of a movie clip character performance that I think shows subtlety in a really good way. One thing we touched on last week that I wanted to sort of keep the conversation going on is like degrees of performance. Comedy is the one, the genre that I think it's easier to talk about degrees, because in drama it's like, well, there's talking really quiet and there's yelling, and those are sort of like your low, medium, and high settings for actors. It's not that simple, but people think it's that simple. In comedy, it's either like subtle or big physical, crazy, zany acting. So there's it's called What Makes Jonah Hill's Performance Nuanced and blah blah. It's a clip from Moneyball. I don't know if you've seen Moneyball, but it's a good example of he's telling you in that performance a lot with some very subtle choices. So watch the clip, answer the questions. I hope this week is palatable for you overall. I hope you're adjusting to distance learning as best as possible. As much as you can. Don't be discouraged. Hang in there. We will do another group call this week and stay in touch. Get outside. Don't stare at a screen all day. Do some exercise and wash your hands. Anything else? I think I'm pretty good. This is the part of a long Mr. Kerr rant where I run out of things to say, but I try to package it nicely anyways. And okay, bye.